How do you start an email list absolutely from scratch? Look, in making more than $3 million online, my email list is by far the thing that makes the most sales. Yes, I build my audience different places, I have influence in other things, but for actually making sales, nothing even comes close to email marketing. Because, look, I can flip my laptop open from anywhere in the world, type an email, hit send. I can literally close the laptop lid, go out for a walk, enjoy the beach, whatever, and be bringing in thousands of dollars in sales. But how do you build that email list from scratch? Good news. We all start from scratch. We all, at some point, get a brand new email marketing platform and we get our first email subscriber. So this is my complete guide of what to do if you're starting with building your email list.
The Email Marketing Show.
The very first thing we've got to do if we're going to build our email list is we've got to get an email marketing platform. What I mean by that is, please don't be sending marketing emails, promotional emails from your Gmail account, from your Outlook account, or from your Apple Mail account. I've seen people doing this, and even today, which is just amazing to me because I'm so in the email world, but don't be sort of sending a bunch of people's email addresses into the to field in your Gmail account or BCCing people in. Don't do that, because look, if you use an email marketing platform, what it actually does, I'm going to give you some suggestions of some in a second. A professional email marketing platform that's designed for email marketing, for sending marketing emails, it allows people to join your list and leave your list all automatically, without you having to do anything, without you having to remember to do anything, or any manual work. It also means you're not going to get yourself into any trouble. So I've got two recommendations, and it depends on what your plans are with your particular business. So let's take a look at these ideas. The first option is completely free. It's this free package of a system called MailerLite. MailerLite is very much the replacement, I would say, for what a lot of people used to start off on, what used to be MailChimp. And MailerLite's really taking the marketing world by storm, and it has over the past quite a few years. And for up to 500 email subscribers, you don't have to pay a penny, which is great. You can send a bunch of emails, and you can get it all managed absolutely beautifully in there. It's got all the basics, and it has a free plan, which is great. Now, the second option is what's called GoHighLevel. And I'll make sure there's links to the exact packages and these exact things right below this content, this video. But here in GoHighLevel, they have a plan which is $97 a month. Now, you might be thinking, when would I need to pay $297? What about $497? And would I even want to pay $97 if I can go and get MailerLite for free? Here's the thing. We run a multi-million-dollar business selling courses, coaching, and memberships, and we are only on the $97 a month package. We don't have a need for these other packages. We run the whole business at $97. But why am I not doing it for free on the free plan? So it's a good question. Should you go for the free one? Should you go for the paid one? Look, if you plan on keeping this, what you're building, as a side hustle, and you plan on keeping it under 500 email subscribers, then absolutely MailerLite is the one for you. If what you're building is a side hustle. But if you plan on starting off as a side hustle, but actually building it into something where you're going to start making something like 10 grand a month or even more, I mean, basically, if you're trying to make an extra $500 or more a month, I would say just pay $97 a month for the very lowest GoHighLevel account. If that $97 a month allows you to make an extra $500 a month, there's not many things in life that you can get like a 5 times return on investment for, right? So, and the reason I say that is just from experience. When people come to me and they're on one email platform and they say, hey, I want to move to something like GoHighLevel, it is a real massive job. It's an expensive job to move platforms. It's slow. It will cost you money in lost sales because you have to have this sort of period of time where you're moving from one platform to the other, and you can't mail anybody and you can't do promotions. So the moving from one platform to another is a royal pain in the arse. So if you are like, I want to make at least 500 a month from this business, I would say suck it up. There are not many businesses you can start for $97. And if you can make just an extra $100 a month, you're at break even. Let that even be your accountability. Let that even be your motivation to do this stuff, right? So we've got that. Next, once we've chosen our email platform, which is the platform which all of our contacts, all the email addresses, all the people are going to be in, so we can now send emails out to them. Once we've chosen our platform, we've signed up for an account. Like I said, I've put some links below to the ones that I like, the ones I've mentioned, and the exact configurations that I like. The next thing we need is some bait, something to dangle in front of people to attract new subscribers onto our email list. And that's called a lead magnet. It's called a lead magnet because the idea is it magnetically attracts potential leads for your business to join your email list. It's the carrot that you're dangling in front of people. It's the piece of bait. So how do we do that? Well, I've got a really specific way of doing that, and there's lots of different ways you can do it. Before we get into that, do you know what's amazing about this, about this content I make? Only about 25% of you who watch these videos are actually subscribed to the channel, which is wild. So right now, if you're enjoying this, please hit subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell to get notifications when new content like this is released, which is a couple of times a week. When you do that, it means you don't miss out on any of this content, which will really help you to grow your online business. But also, it lets me know that you're enjoying the content so I can keep making more content like this that you can enjoy and get loads of value out of. I've just finished putting together a brand new course. It's called Email Marketing Sorted. And it's all about the 3 psychological principles that I used to take one of my offers from $27,000 up to over $500,000 in sales of the same offer, just using 3 psychological principles. And I thought, for tuning in, I'm going to give it to you for free. So go to emailmarketingsorted.com and check that whole program out. It's a 5-module course with everything in it. Emailmarketingsorted.com, and it's yours for free. So back to this lead magnet. What is in this lead magnet? Well, the lead magnet is the reason that people join your email list. No one's thinking, oh, I wish I got more emails, because they feel like emails are like Pokemon and they've got to catch them all, right? No one's thinking they wish they had more emails. They're not addicted to reading emails, most of us, right? So what they need is a damn good reason to join your email list. And that is a piece of value which you put in front of them that usually solves a specific problem. Okay? This is why you've seen it on websites before, where you show up to the page and says, hey, do you want to get this recipe? Give us your email address. If you want to get this guide, put your name and email address in. If you want to download this video or a tutorial or a quiz or register for a webinar or get this audio download. So you're going to choose something which solves a specific problem to your audience, and you put it in front of them. In fact, I've done a whole video on lead magnets. I'll put the link right above here and in the description as well, so you can go and watch some more detailed tips on lead magnets. So now you've got your email platform. You've got a lead magnet to dangle in front of people and get them excited, like, hey, I want to join your email list. That's good. The next thing we need is a landing page. That's a web page on the internet, which is, it's also sometimes known as a squeeze page or an opt-in page. And basically, that is the page where you offer your lead magnet. You say, hey, would you like my lead magnet? Now give me your name and email address. And I'm going to show you some examples of landing pages, because really important thing about landing pages is that you remove everything off the landing page apart from the information about your lead magnet and how they get it. A mistake I see all the time is people have a landing page, but it has all their menu across the top of their website, like contact us, about us, and their shopping cart, and their shop, and their store, and all the different things, and how to get your podcast. On a landing page, you want no distractions. Notice this landing page, which is for my GPT, trained to beat pro copywriters, it's my subject line AI. You notice the only thing that's on here is what it is. I've got a visual representation to make it feel much more real, right? I've got a headline that says this is what it is, and I've got a little demo here of me actually using it. I shot downstairs in my living room. And then the only other thing we can do is put my name and email address in to actually get access to it. That's all there is here. There's no menu, there's no website navigation, nothing else. Another example of one. Here's one. Obviously, it's a little bit out of date, but from like a few months ago. But this is for an online challenge. This is another type of lead magnet. Let me just shut this down. But they'll notice, like, all of this, even though it looks like navigation, it's all just driving people to register, to click and put their details in. Another example here of a challenge, right? And again, the only thing you can do here, there's no website navigation. The only thing we can do is read what this free thing is, in this case, a free challenge, and register for it. Put your name and email address in. That's the only things that we can do. So just to summarize what should be on that, there should be no menu and no website navigation. There should be a headline that explains the exciting benefit of your freebie, of your lead magnet. There should be a visual representation of it, a preview, so a little screenshot of the PDF or a little screenshot of the video or whatever. And then maybe there could be some text, which also explains a bit more about how good the thing is, how different it is, how it's really going to help. And then the only other thing is a place for them to leave their details, to join your email list, they literally put themselves into your email marketing platform by typing in their name and email address. That's how it works, all right? That's that next element. Once you've got that in place, the next thing we absolutely must have is some emails. The first thing we have to make sure is that when someone puts their name and email address into that landing page, that they get an email which is automated that actually delivers the lead magnet, that delivers your freebie. I call that the automated lead magnet delivery email. You don't want to have to wake up every day or check in multiple times a day and go, right, who's signed up for my freebie? I'm going to send it to them. I've been there. I've done that. I did that about 20 years ago when I first got online, and that's how I had to do it. But these days, because of these amazing systems like MailerLite, like GoHighLevel, you can do it automatically. Someone signs up in the middle of the night, or when you're on holiday, or when you've taken your family for a lovely trip because you've built this fantastic business. When they sign up, they immediately get an email, an automated email that delivers that lead magnet. And after that, you want to make sure you don't just leave your subscribers high and dry. You want to make sure you introduce them to your world. So after the lead magnet delivery email, make sure you've got an automated welcome sequence. I call it the Trust Accelerator sequence. I actually made a whole video on this psychologically stacked welcome sequence called the Trust Accelerator. Again, I'll put the link right above and in the description below so you can go and check out exactly what's inside of mine. But needless to say, you need to have this welcome sequence which says to people, here's who I am, here's what to expect, here's why it's different, here's why you should keep reading my emails, and here's how I'm going to help you out. All of that is automated. The final thing you need to do there is then have some emails which introduce your paid programs, your products, and your services. Make sure at the very beginning of your relationship with a new subscriber, they actually know all the ways that you can help them. Don't keep it a secret, because if they don't know how you can help them, one, they're going to be stuck continually having that problem, which you actually got to help them with, and secondly, you're not going to make sales. You're not going to bring in clients. The final piece of this is we've got to promote, right? We've got to promote. We've got to get this landing page so that in front of people so they can actually opt in and join and sign up for your email list, right? We're going to get in front of people. So how are we going to do that? Well, the first thing you can do, let's go over here again, is do what my friend Natalie over at Boss Babe, the massive female entrepreneur brand, really doing good stuff. What they've got on their homepage of their website is they've got a place right here where you can join 400,000 plus weekly readers and get all the resources. What can you do? You can sign up to get their lead magnet. Absolutely fantastic. So make sure that on your website, there is a place for people to get your lead magnet. Have a little pop-up that pops up and says, hey, do you want to get my lead magnet? Have something on the website like Natalie at Boss Babe has got on her website. So put it there. Put links to your lead magnet in your social media bios. Even if you've got the tiniest, tiddliest following ever, you never know who's not following you, but who's coming and checking out your profile because they've found a bit of your content. They've been searching for certain things and you've popped up because of words in your bio and your content. So put the link to your lead magnet landing page right in your social media bios. You can do that on your YouTube channel. You could do that on your podcast. You could do that on your LinkedIn. You could do it in your Instagram bio. You can literally do it everywhere. And speaking of social media platforms, also go and share the link to your lead magnet on your LinkedIn, in your Instagram stories. Do a reel about it. Do a TikTok about it. Share it all about. And here's the final ninja thing, which I learned when I interviewed Cody Sanchez about, 5 or 6 years ago, about really growth hacking your email list. And one of the things she shared with me, which no one talks about, which I've got to share with you today, because it's absolutely legendary, and she's obviously blown up since then, right? And she was like basically very, very understated back then, but now she's an absolute massive name, Cody Sanchez. And this is what she said to do, and I think we should all be doing it. Literally go through your personal email inbox, your Gmail account, your Ymail account, your Outlook, your Apple Mail. Go through that account and just go through all the contacts you've got and just think, would any of these people find benefit in my lead magnet? Would any of these people actually benefit from my help? Can I help these people? And if you can, send them an email. Just say, hey, long time no speak. I've just put together a new free resource. It's about XYZ thing. Here's a link for you to go and download it for free. Hit me back with a reply and let me know what you think. Because when you are starting, it's about being in the hustle. When you are just starting with building your email list, that's when we need to do these unscalable things of just saying, hey, what do you like this? Another great thing to do is join communities, join school groups, Facebook groups, circle communities. Join these different communities where your ideal people are. Go and be helpful. And then if anybody wants the kind of help that you offer in your resource, drop them a link to it. There is one final thing you've got to do. And that is, once people have joined your email list, because they're now joining through all these things we've talked about, we've got to make sure that we don't just ghost them. We've got to make sure that we're showing up in their email inbox regularly so that they don't forget who we are. And by the very virtue of them receiving our emails, they get to know us. They get to trust us. They get to really understand how we can help them and what position they should be in when they actually engage with our programs. So you need to be emailing at least, and this is going to be really controversial, at least 3 times a week. Oh, I know, right? Because if we email less than 3 times a week, there's a great chance people are not going to remember who we are. The reason people on our email list don't buy from us is because they've forgotten who we are or they don't understand what we do. Now, one of the things we need to do to make all of this work is really create the most irresistible bait, the best lead magnet possible. We talked about that earlier. And I want to make sure we have a lead magnet, because if you had a lead magnet that's so irresistible that everybody wants it, it just brings in more and more people, like an unstoppable, almost like a bloody stampede. It's amazing. So watch this video next, and I'll show you exactly how to put together a lead magnet that is irresistible to the kind of people who want to buy from you.